this, I try. I do try to get that laughter again. Sometimes I got my good days, and sometimes I got my bad days. What can I say? You know. I hope you enjoyed the dissertation on Pluto and Libra, and Pluto, partially not in the seventh house. Um, a couple of more pointers I want to talk about concerning the seventh house. Understand that the seventh house is the most karmic position for Pluto to be in. Understand that Pluto, the evolution, according to Jeffrey Green, right? The evolution of the soul cannot occur by itself. The soul or the ego or the personality cannot learn about itself, cannot discover itself without the interaction of its opposite. And Jeffrey Green made a very valid point in his second volume, the the evolutionary journey of the soul through relationships. Sure, the soul can be born over and over and over and over again, learning privately, personally, gaining personal, subjective even experiences from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. But it will be incomplete in its evolution because it has only obtained one side of life, a perspective, one-sided perspective of life, which is that of the individual and the experiences of the individual. And that's all. My what? You are one step away from what? A notification just came on. And I'm telling you, these are just very strange things that occur. And I don't know what it is, and it's so small. I don't got my Mr. Magoo. So, guys, prepare for okay. I don't know what happened here. Okay, I don't know what I guess occurred here. Do I close this? What is this? Guys, I don't know what that was. That was crazy. Crazy. I'm telling you. It seems that I'm always a step ahead, but then they up me one. They just put an announcement of a commercial or something, but it was so small and it was telling me what to choose. But I don't know if it was to get the commercial out of the way, but it took the whole shit out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have to end the stream. What the fuck? I'm telling you, you just don't know what you're gonna get. Well, yes. You're only going to be experiencing. I mean, it's great if you got Pluto from Aries to Virgo, the first six. Sure, you're here to reach the highest level of individuality that the soul can obtain. I got Pluto in Virgo and conjunct Uranus, so I've been here. Ooh, millions of times before, which is why I have the knowledge that I have, having it all consolidated in the 12th house of secrets in Virgo, the magician, opposing Pisces, the sign in the house of magic, in the 6th house, the opposite. So yes, but can you say that I have ample experience in the context of human relationships and learning about myself through the agency of another? That's the 7th house to the 12th. So it is in the 7th house that karma is created. You can't create karma by yourself. There has to be an interaction. This is very Pluto in Libra and also Pluto in the 7th house. So it is not the 8th house. It is not the 12th house. But it is the 4th house bringing in the karma. And then it expresses itself outward to the 7th house, to the people that you meet. So, but the most karmic position of all, in which there is an actual open witness, because the 7th house rules the public, open exposure. Is not like the 12th house where things are in secret and you don't know. In the 7th house, it's open for everybody to see. So Pluto in the 4th will be a great position karmically, but it's very subjective and it's taboo behind closed doors. So you listen, the serial killers that we talked about became serial killers, monsters behind closed doors. Had we known ahead of time, we wouldn't let these young kids become monsters behind closed doors, not knowing how they're being raised or if they're being abused or what's going on. So the 7th house, along with the 1st house, are the public houses. The ascendant is the soap opera that you live every day because you are the star of your own show. But when it comes to the 7th house, you are a participant in someone else's show. Or you could bring them into your show, but it won't be about them. It'll be all about you. And if it is about them, it's in relationship to you. Aries, narcissistic. But so it's the 7th house. But the 7th house is the house that is the most karmic because, again, any planet in the 7th house is going to oppose the ascendant. And the opposition in astrology is a difficult aspect. You're bringing something with you, and there's a lack of awareness of what you're bringing with you and how you even behave with people. Very important house. So, an example of Pluto in the 7th house in relationship to open enemies, or an open enemy, or an open enemies. Armies fall in the 7th house because they're charging forward to conquer an open enemy. So this is the house of actual army. And if you want to know the status of a country's army, you study the 7th house. That is the country's army in mundane astrology. But in the natal chart, it is the first line of attack. The first line of defense is the ascendant. The first line of attack is the 7th. With Pluto here, he will attack first. Let me give you some examples of some movies that reflect the karmic condition, either created in the current life, according to these movies, or bringing them with them from past lives, which movies never really tell you or spell it out to you, but you can accent it, especially if it's a good director or good writers. I had mentioned one movie in one of my other entries, and it was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle with Rebecca De Mornay and Annabella Scoria. If you've seen that movie, something happened at the beginning of the movie that explains everything that is happening to the woman who's being victimized, and everybody else around her too. Almost mimicking a serial killer, a stalker, or an obsessed fan. This person, of course, suffered a terrible tragedy, which the person later blamed the other person for creating. Now, mind you, the movie does make it clear that the fault did occur from the other person, but it was an accident. But it created a karma with that person because something was lost in the process of this terrible tragedy. And because it was never addressed, and years and decades went by, and then the serial killer arose, heading towards this innocent woman with a great life. I won't say anymore. But that's a way that the karma can be created in the current life. The movie, now let's talk about groups. And this is different from the groups we find in the 11th house, but not by much. The horror movies, especially the splatter movies. Don't you love them? They're fun. They are fun. Horror movies falls in the 7th house. You'd think it'd be the 8th house. And yes, the horror movies do fall in the 8th house. But it depends on what type of horror movies. Horror movies that deal with relationships between people are the ones that fall in the 7th house. A perfect example is the movie Scream. The killer knew everybody. It's not like he didn't know these people and just killed them randomly or seemingly randomly. Because we can say that a serial killer doesn't know these people and he just kills random people. That may be true. He does kill random people because these are people of all race and class and creeds and sex, and he doesn't know them from Adam. But he does connect them all together in some way. So in that sense, they all share something that makes them targets to a serial killer. This will be the 11th house, that they are karmically fated together according to this killer, that now he determines has to kill them. But in the 7th house, it's a different motive. In the 11th house, or in the example of a serial killer, there is an aberrant pathology, something wrong with that person. In the case of the 7th house, it is revenge or karma. In the movie Scream, he knew the people. They created an injustice was created, which rose this killer among them to settle the score by killing each and every one of them. Friday the 13th, that little boy drowned, and they all watched him drown, and they didn't go out to rescue him and save him. And then they all started dying one by one. Well, the mother who saw the son be drowned could not defend her son or even defend herself if these kids attacked her. So she waited until they grew up, and then she trained herself to become a monster that eventually went out and started killing them. Okay, revenge, pain, karma. Now these kids, by doing that and watching these kids drowning in Crystal Lake, they've created a karma with that mother's child. And now she feels that she has to take revenge and kill them. It's self-justification. So, Pluto in the 7th house is dangerous. Oh, yes. So that's one. That's two. Oh, my God. Splatter movies, Halloween. Michael Myers. His own sister. These are people that knew each other. That's what I'm trying to get, the 7th house. If it's in the 11th house, they don't know each other. And they don't know the killer. And the killer don't know them. But they're connected to something that connects them all together that he determined is enough to have them killed. That's 11th house. So there's a distinct difference when we talk about Pluto in the 11th house. But it can also be the individual, because again, like Virgo, which is the individual, Uranus is also in the 11th house, the individual or the group. It's both. In that sense, it can mirror or mimic the 7th house, which also deals with the individual experience from one person to another. Okay. So it is a disturbance of this experience that Pluto brings to the surface through violence and crisis. So that pretty much wraps up my discourse of Pluto in the seventh house. Now we are going to do a reading of the collective for those of you who have Pluto in the seventh house. You know how we do. But first, let me have a little bit of I know it's not martini, it's not apple martini. It's actually a wine cooler. But I make it look, I miss my apple martinis. But this is just to give you a little show of, Libra. Libra rules these things and these niceties and shirt and tie and elegant. This is Pluto in Libra and in the seventh house. Because don't forget, Pluto rules wealth. So either you'll have the wealth or your partner. Most likely your partner if Pluto is there. I can make it taste delicious, but I be so fake. They should they don't take nothing no more than you. So now I gotta act. Now I gotta pull my Venus and delicious. It really is. No, it ain't. It's just that but you got it. Give a little show. All right. So let us do what we do. Right? Let's devote. God, I want to get back to doing my regular readings, but I had so many downloads, and then the drama of what's been going on has kept me. Ooh, Lord. Penelope, thank you so much for your participation in the internship with the school. Thank you so much. Robert, Lucy, I know I got to talk to you guys. I made the appointment, or I was supposed to cancel it to move it, and it didn't get to Miss Farmer on time. Okay, Mr. Ullman, I know I haven't spoken to you. I haven't forgotten about you. I got some things for you. And Bella, I'm worried. You're not returning my calls. Bella, my sister from another mother. I haven't heard from her. And who else? Oh, house. I think we're up to date. Yes, we're up to date. A rarity that we're up to date. Okay. Let's move this over here. Yes, over here. That's right. Okay. Come on, don't be stupid now. Come on now. Okay. Okay. Well, you know how it is. It's always something. Oh, let's do this. Oh. I lost a lot of stuff and it stands in the fire. Oh, there we go. I think this way. This way. I'm trying to create an anchorage so it doesn't slide forward. Uh-huh. See, it looks crooked. It's not supposed to look crooked like that. What's going on? I see. Okay. And we're going to press the camera this way. Okay. So, as you know, we use the Aleister Crowley deck for Pluto in the houses. We may break it up into threes, but sometimes in more than three, it can go as high as 5 groupings in a collective. Okay, you know how we do? We begin with 7. This is a very, very important house. So I won't be surprised if this reading does run a little long. Pluto in the 7th house is very important. It opposes the ascendant, squares the midheaven, and also squares the natal. We'll call this a T-square. If there are planets here, that will be affected in the rulership and the house that it rules, including the final depositor of the horoscope. Very important house. And the ruler of the 7th house. Okay. Show me. Show me, Spirit. Show me. How is Pluto working in the seventh house with the collective? I'm so glad that a lot of you like this part of the series. A lot of you resonate with it. You guys email me or you leave your comments, and if it resonates with you, I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are being very helpful because that's data. That's empirical data. If a lot of you resonate with this, do you know how valuable you become? You can be a source of information that can, and we can compile data, and it's powerful. It's powerful. So it is very valuable for you to leave your comment to see if you resonate or not. Okay, the first 7, of course, we're going to read them separately so that they can be seen. It's 3, 4, 5, moving down, 6 and 7. Okay, let's begin with the first. If it's a trump, it can stand on its own unless otherwise directed. If it's not a trump, and we may have to add up to 3 cards. If there is still no trump, it remains as is. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got Mars in Leo in the reverse. Mars in Leo in the upright is quiet nobility, strength through non-action. With no action, you accomplish everything. The more you do, the less effective you are. A king is supposed to be a figurehead. Just the mere presence of the king makes things happen. Here is in the reverse. So already there's an energy here of belligerent, combativeness, and of course, narcissism. Leo in the reverse with Mars here is a double whammy. We will choose another card because it is not a trump. Luxury, Cancer energy, luxury. So many of you may be social climbers or may marry for money, marry for the perks that money marriages obtain. You might obtain this ruthlessly or in a very subversive way, or an interloper, an infiltrator. These are the people that marry for money. But these are also the people that can take out a life insurance policy and have you killed for your money. hmm So it's the seventh house. If you don't have it, you're gonna acquire or get in someone to latchkey. A third card, whether or not it's a trump, it remains as is. And we have Dominion, Mars and Aries in the reverse. Wow. So in the reverse. If it came out in the upright, it'd be a problem. But it came out reverse, upside down. So still not good, but it's not the worst of the worst. But we have Mars here too. We got Mars here in Leo in the reverse, which is narcissistic. And then we got Mars in Aries in its primary principal ruler. It's in the reverse, so it's not as bad, but it's still bad. And the motivation is for the finer things in life. Obtain the finer things in life ruthlessly and by force if necessary. That means that there are many of you in the collective that might marry a weak person, a person you can overpower, control, and manipulate their resources, and also manipulate their hearts. But also, they are expendable, so they have to be killed so you can have this money, this great life. You might be the one to do it. Ooh, it's dark, very dark. That is one group of you in the collective. Let me look at the Mars in Aries, Dominion, which came out reversed. So maybe there's no Dominion. You don't get to dominate the person, but then it depends on how. How do you plan to dominate the person? If you look at the symbol of the card, it's like a knot, and it's red. It's like almost choking the life out of the person. You'll kill them if it's on the upright. You just touch them slowly if it's in the reverse. What would you rather have? Be killed by inches or just get it over with and just boom, get it done? Shit, it's fierce. So let's see. Let's see what it let's look a little bit into the 3 cards we'll do. Look at that, the Ace of Cups. It came out upside down. Meaning that they'll have the money but not the love. Hey, listen, you gotta pay a price somewhere. Oh, you'll be rich. You're not gonna be in the poorhouse. This is the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is poverty. Material poverty, spiritual poverty. But it came out reverse, meaning that you're gonna get your money, you're gonna get your wealth, you're gonna get what you want, but you ain't gonna get the love. The Ace of Cups in the reverse. Well, hey, everything got a price, including sacrifice. And one more card. The 9 of Wands. This is a card of defense. You're defending yourself and you're beat down and wounded, but it came out in the reverse. So you're gonna get away unscathed. Wow. I don't even want to applaud that, but damn. But that's one group of you in the collective. Oh, yeah. Second grouping. Okay, let's see. Second grouping. For those of you who want readings, remember I'll be up all night doing some readings. Okay. I'll look at the emails. Make sure you send email with the you send the money to Zelle to the same phone number. Even though I don't have a phone, the account is still connected to the phone. So use the phone 347-485-6258. Okay, for your donations. And if you want a reading, and of course, email me and do a screenshot of the payment. All right, second grouping. Satiety. This is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is wish fulfillment. It is the most important. It's you have everything. Next to the 10 of Pentacles, it's just like generational wealth, and probably soap opera lives, money, the brands, the glad, the jets, private jets, the yachts, the whole nine, love, children, everything, fulfillment. But it came out in the reverse. It's not a trump, so we take another one, and we have the Queen of Discs in the upright. The Queen of Discs is lovely, resourceful, lovely, and she knows how to make money. She knows how to make that bag. She don't get the bag, she makes the bag. So this is Capricorn, the hard knocks, but she gets to the top, grabbing the globe on one hand, conquering material matter and obstacles, all them. So looking down at the valley and looking at all those roads, them tough terrain that she had to overcome to get to the top. But God knows how many bodies she's left down there to get to the top, which is why she ain't happy, and she got no wish fulfillment. The 10 of Cups are in the reverse. I tell you, listen, there's a price to pay. If you want the money, that money better be everything, because that's all you're gonna get. So and it also expresses the beauty of polarity. The beauty of polarity. If you get this, you ain't gonna get that. If you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like that song. Is that Missy Elliott? I don't know. Okay. So yeah. So again, a pair of opposites here. A third card. It's not a trump, but it stays as is. Futility. This is terrible. This means that it'll be all for nothing. You work so hard to get there, and something happens in which you fall from grace. I also get a feeling here that some of you might be killed or murdered by the partner, because there's a disbalance here, and it's also karmic. Okay. So this gives me a very grave feeling of, homicide, murder. Again, like I mentioned, for money, Black Widow. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Very in your face, very direct. Yeah. Coming from scarcity, and therefore then that becomes the driving force. I will never be hungry again, kind of situation. Okay, that's second grouping. And of course, we have the last one. Interesting. No Trumps. No Trumps. Here we have the Knight. Hold on. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands in the reverse is well, first of all, in the upright, it's a player. It's a player, but it can also be someone conveying a message or bringing good news, something similar to a page of wands. But in the reverse, this becomes a reckless individual colliding with people instead of unionizing and harmonizing with people. It's someone who is not taking appreciation of the damage that he's causing or her, and may leave a trail of destruction in his path before he wakes up and begins to evolve or meet his match. Okay, show me a little bit more, give me more detail on that. Night, that means that the person might have Pluto in early degrees, 8, 9 degrees, no more. This is very, not enough experience to have like Pluto in 21 degrees or 22, 25. I have it at 25 degrees. Very experienced. Pluto at early degrees, below 10 degrees is raw essence, raw energy, just learning to manipulate the energy. Okay, yeah, this is someone that's gonna be leaving relationship, breaking promises, leaving job, blowing opportunities. It looks like the best of life occurs early for a group of you in the collective, but you squander it because of lack of experience and leadership, and then you end up poor. The Five of Pentacles, poor house. Okay, so and then you have to come back to repeat this lesson. This is karmic. And it's not because you're a partner, but because of the choices that you made that have created a common position in your life. So this group, if you got Pluto very, very early in the chart in the seventh house, he went into this video and tried to look at the best or try to find a guide, a mentor, someone, usually someone older that can help you handle and manage this energy of Pluto in the seventh house. Guys, thank you very much. And of course, I will be checking again, going live for readings. If you want to remember, it cannot be done by the phone because I got no phone. It has to be done this way live or in the email. You let me know if you want it private, and then I can send it to you via email. Okay?